To inform you, I'm Jesse Rogers. We take a look at the latest news making headlines as our various officers are following up in terms of the top stories of the day. We'll definitely link up with some of our reporters on the ground, Tobias Janji from Mombasa, and a little bit later on Kevin Ogutu from Kisumu, just to get a feel of what is happening countrywide. Join us for the rest of the hour. Let's begin in the Coast region right now, where the Coast Region Coordinator, John Elungata, and the IEBC Vice Chair, Juliana Cherera, are today set to launch a harmonized election strategy by human rights groups ahead of the August 9th general election. This is happening down at the coast in Diani, and Tobias Chanji joins us with more. Chanji, good morning. It's great to see you. What's the latest, even as we continue preparing for the August 9th election?
Good morning, Jesse. Good to hear from you. Also, we are at Diani, where this launch will be happening a few minutes maybe after now. Already the Vice Chair of the IEBC, that is Juliana Cherera, has already arrived, and we were waiting for the Coast Region Coordinator, that is John Elungata, also be arriving for this launch. Remember, this is done to strengthen the participation of special interest group, even as the country is preparing for the 9th August general election. So far, several civil society groups have already arrived here, and I'll be speaking with some of them, maybe to just tell us what to expect and also what is the motive behind this. Kindly start with your name.
My name is Zedekia Dika. I work at Kituo cha Sheria as a program officer, and I also convene the civil society at the coast. Today we are here to launch a program that will enhance inclusive voice of communities in the electoral process, and also talk about peace and other factors that are not primarily of politicians' interest. So for instance, in Kwale, we've had challenges with persons living with disability being in the political process and even in the assembly. So we want to see that all the things that communities have been speaking about for the last 5 years are also part of the debate, and that if we have dispensation of the next leadership, we have a leadership that is inclusive and respects human rights. And we also enhance or speak so closely about the issues around peace and the conduct of political process and the integrity of the election along the coast, so that at the end of the process, the issues that we've been speaking about, like devolution, are going to be the center of the next leadership going forward.
Thank you. Allow me to also indulge the Executive Director, Human Rights Organization, Human Rights Agenda, that is Yusuf Lule. Maybe how important is this launch?
Thank you very much, Tobias. This launch is very important for us as an institution, because we are basically organizing to work in 3 counties. So we have received multi-funding from a number of donors, such as the European Union. We also have money from the Royal Danish Embassy. We have money from the USAID, and of course, more importantly, UN Women. So all these resources put together will help us do the work for the 3 counties within this period in the next 4 months before elections. So we are here basically to launch this strategy to ensure that we have a harmonized strategy and structure in a way that will be able to deliver to special interest groups, strengthen their participation, but also, more importantly, prevent election-related violence during this period.
What are some of these voices that you think maybe they are marginalized, especially in these 3 counties that you are launching this strategy?
Foremost, I think our interest for the special interest groups is defining by itself in the sense that we are looking at PWDs, persons with disabilities. We also intend to look at young people who, although are the highest number in this country, of course there are issues of apathy. So we also want to ensure that they are able to vote in good numbers, because what we hear and what we know as well is that currently we have about 22 million voters registered by IEBC. So hopefully within that bracket and within that number, we'll have more young people, more PWDs, and more importantly, women voting in this particular election. And our work basically within this strategy would be to ensure that all these clusters are involved and their participation is more strengthened towards this particular election.
And because it is a multiple approach, maybe what are other stakeholders that you're involving in?
We are working very closely with the County Collaboration and Coordination Multi-Stakeholders Forum at the county level that is established also at the national level. We will work with the IEBC, Office of the Registrar of the Political Parties. We will work also with the CSO's reference group, because all this that we are putting together, we must also plow in back to a platform where all the other stakeholders are also putting in their efforts. So this is a multi-sectoral approach, a multi-sectoral effort, and we will definitely work with other stakeholders towards realizing the objective of the strategy.
Okay, thank you and all the best. That is Yusuf Lule, who's the Executive Director, Human Rights Agenda, who were some of the conveners of this launch. Remember that apart from John Elungata, who's the Coast Region Coordinator, and Juliana Cherere, who's the IEBC Vice Chair, we'll also be having other stakeholders that include 3 county commissioners from Mombasa, Kwale and Kilifi, and also 3 police commanders from the same counties, and also apart from the electoral managers, that is IBC managers covering Kwale, Kilifi and Mombasa County. It is an event that will take half a day here in Diani. Jesse.
Okay, Tobias Chanji, many thanks for that update, even as there's more clamor to prepare ourselves as a country as the timeline to the August 9th general election ticks even closer. That's the latest on that harmonized election strategy meeting and the launch that is happening by the human rights groups and other stakeholders down at the coast. But still in the region, the State Department for Tourism Principal Secretary Zainab Hussein has launched the registration of Boda Boda and issuance